Mindful Leadership Model 1, Bondage, Job's Test. The Book of Job. Job once had great wealth and a happy family, and lived in prosperity and happiness, but he did not realize that all of these invisibly restricted him. Suddenly, a storm hit and he lost all his wealth, home and children. Job fell into deep pain. The illness exacerbated his suffering. He had thought himself innocent, but the suffering made him reflect deeply. He admitted to God that he had arrogantly thought he did not deserve the suffering. Job humbled himself in the pain and confessed his sin to God. God saw Job's sincere repentance and not only forgave him but also gave him double blessing. Clinging to material things and self will keep us in bondage. Only by letting go of obsessions and humbly admitting mistakes can we gain true freedom and greater blessings. Everything you own holds you back, and only when you release it are you truly free. Mindful Leadership Model 2, Wholeness is Peter's denial. Matthew, when Jesus was arrested, Peter did not dare to approach him. He remembered Jesus' words, "Before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times." At this time, a man recognized him and said, "Are you also with Jesus?" Peter denied in panic, "I don't know him." Then 2 more people recognized him, and Peter denied it 3 times in a row. When the cock crowed, Peter ran out of the courtyard weeping, realizing that he had indeed denied Jesus 3 times. After Jesus was resurrected, he found Peter again and restored Peter's faith with love and forgiveness. Jesus asked Peter 3 times, "Do you love me?" After each time Peter answered, Jesus told him to feed my sheep and entrusted him to take care of the believers. From then on, Peter firmly and courageously preached the gospel. He no longer retreated because of fear. Instead, he made up for his initial weakness with action and eventually became one of the greatest leaders of Christianity. Accepting your own imperfections is the key to becoming your whole self. Mindful Leadership Model 3, Love, Mary's Deliverance. The Gospel of Mark. Mary Magdalene was originally a woman trapped in darkness. She was haunted by 7 evil spirits and lived a life full of torment and helplessness. She had no hope until she met Jesus, who expelled the evil spirit from her and gave her freedom and new life. She felt deeply the love and salvation of Jesus, and she became one of his most loyal followers. Mary was not absent from the crucifixion, and when Jesus rose from the dead, he first appeared to Mary. Mary was once a person excluded by society, but through God's love, Mary regained her spiritual freedom and salvation, and obtained her new identity, the daughter of God, worthy of love and acceptance. Love is a healing force that can guide you through the darkness within. Mindful Leadership Model 4, Serenity, Jonah's Escape. The Book of Jonah. God asked Jonah to go to Nineveh to convey God's warning to prevent Nineveh from being destroyed. Jonah was unwilling to go and took a boat to stay away. He encountered a big storm, fell into the water, and was swallowed by a big fish. While in the fish's belly, Jonah confessed his sin to God, and God commanded the fish to spit him out onto shore. God again commanded him to go to Nineveh. This time, Jonah declared God's judgment to the people of Nineveh. As a result, the whole city repented, and God withdrew his decision to bring disaster. Jonah went to a castor tree to cool off, but God made the tree wither. Jonah became even angrier, but God taught him, "You didn't plant this tree, but you couldn't bear to let it wither." Nineveh had more than 120,000 people, so how could God bear to destroy it? In the end, Jonah faced his inner conflict, found a balance in accepting God's love and justice, and realized that God's love transcended Jonah's narrow-mindedness. Inner peace comes not from avoiding conflict, but from facing it head-on. Mindful Leadership Example 5, A Discovery, Saul's Persecution. Acts. Saul was on the road to Damascus, full of determination to bind the believers. Suddenly a bright light shone down from heaven and said, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Saul asked, "Lord, who are you?" The voice answered, "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." Saul suddenly realized that the Christian faith he had been persecuting was actually true. He became blind and could not see for 3 days. The Lord called Ananias in a vision to go to Saul. As soon as Ananias prayed, something like scales fell from Saul's eyes, and he immediately regained his sight. This experience gave Saul a new perspective. He became the Apostle Paul and began to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, transforming him from a persecutor to a staunch defender of the faith, embarking on a whole new path in life. The true journey of discovery lies not in finding new landscapes, but in having new eyes.